Hello, I'm 24911, you are the internet, and welcome to my basic guide to making an ILS approach and landing in Flight Simulator 10. Now, I need to give you guys a little warning. I'm not a real pilot. I'm pretty much a self-taught pilot. I've been flying Flight Simulator for quite a long time, and most of the stuff I know about flying I've learned through this game or this simulator. But even though I don't know how to sort of navigate properly, or I don't know proper navigation techniques, I found a simple sort of procedure which I use for landing aircraft, and it's something which can be applied to any aircraft, and it's something I wanted to share with you guys. So let me just explain what I'm doing at the moment. I'm flying sort of southeast, currently over the Scottish Highlands in the North Sea. I'm in a Learjet. I'm flying at 2,000 feet at 230 knots. And I'm going to be landing at Inverness Airport on runway 23. So, at the moment I've got my autopilot controlling everything at the moment, my height, my direction, altitude, speed and that. So the first thing you want to do, the first step of this procedure, is to obtain details about the airport that you want to land at. So to do this, if you go into the map in Flight Simulator 10, find the airport you want to land at and double click on it, you'll be able to get some important details about the airport. The two details that you need to make a note of is the ILS frequency and the runway heading for the runway you want to land on. So for this example, the ILS frequency is 108.5 and the runway heading will be 235 for runway 23. Once you've made a note of those details, the next step is to find the I think it's the navigation master switch. I'm not sure what the proper name for it is, but you'll see here most aircraft have two forms of navigation. They can either fly using the GPS or they can use navigation radials. For ILS landing, you want to have this set to use the navigation radials. The third step is to take the ILS frequency that you just made a note of, go to your nav1 radio and change the standby frequency to the ILS frequency of the runway. So for our example it was 108.5, and then make that the active frequency. Step 4 is to change the Omni bearing selector or the runway course. At the moment that's set to 260, you can see it here, and we want to change that to 235. So we'll just go up to the autopilot here, and I think that's going the right way. Let me there we go. Oh, perfect. So there, we set that now to 235. So that's now pointing in the direction that we're going to be landing in. And you can see on this also you've got distance marker as well, which is perfect. And then the fifth and final step is simply to activate the approach hold on the autopilot. So flick that on, and you're pretty much all set to automatically land the plane. That's as simple as that. What will happen is when the plane crosses the end of the runway, the plane will automatically turn towards the airport. Provided that you're underneath what's called the glide slope as well, it will automatically start to descend towards the runway at the perfect altitude. So I'll bring up my GPS there, just so we have a reference of where we are. So let me actually make this a little bit bigger. So over here is Inverness Airport. So we're coming up to the I think what we call the localizer, which is the imaginary line that extends beyond the end of the runway. Oh, perfect, and you can actually see the plane has already automatically started turning. What I'll do is I'll start bringing my speed down a bit. Bring it right down. So we should be able to see Inverness Airport shortly. I think it's just behind the sort of the pillar there in the cockpit. So look, so if we zoom in, there you have Inverness Airport. You can see that's the main runway there, and we're pretty much going to line up with it. We can also have a look here at the I'm not sure what the technical name for this is, but basically where the middle of this line is where the center line of the runway is. So at the moment this is indicating that we're just to the left of it, but you can see the autopilot is going to automatically bring us back online, so the plane will be directly over the center line of the runway there, and will automatically take care of the rest. Just put some flaps in there. Let's just check our GPS again, see how close we are. So you can see now we're about 12 nautical miles out, slowing down nicely. Put landing gear out. Make sure we've got 3 green. Down and locked. So unfortunately, because we're slowing down a bit too much now, you can't really see the airport, but when we get a little bit closer, the plane will automatically start to descend, and the autopilot will pretty much take care of everything. If we have another look at the autopilot controls here, you'll see the heading has switched off. The plane switches that off automatically when you turn towards the airport, which is fantastic. It's not something you have to worry about. The same will also happen to the altitude when we get close enough to the airport, so that the plane locks onto the glide slope. There's pretty much not much else to say, so we'll probably skip forward. Probably put in some more flaps actually. So we're at 7.8 miles out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the automatic speed off just now and take manual control of that. So okay, so I've got manual control of the speed. I'm just going to keep it around 160. I think the touchdown speed for this, I'm flying in a Learjet, I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. There we go, so the plane's automatically now descending towards the runway. You can see we've got the runway there, and you can see the PAPI lights, the red and the white, indicates that we're on the perfect glide slope. Speeding up there, just take the throttle back a little bit. And if we have another look down here, you can see now we're perfectly in alignment with the ILS localizer there. So now, just take the throttle back a little bit. So pretty much the plane is keeping us online, and the is keeping us at the right altitude there as well. So all I've got control of at the moment is the throttle. I'm just going to bring it down to about 140. I think is anything under 140 is the touchdown speed for this plane. So just make sure that keeps coming down nicely. And I'm completely hands off at the moment. The autopilot is still taking us in. Getting down to 900 feet. So usually you'd have a decision height where you would decide whether to carry on with the landing or to do a go around. It's usually used for bad weather when you can't see far in front of you. Obviously it's a perfect day here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the autopilot off. So now I have control of the plane, both throttle and sort of direction and altitude. So coming in at just about the right speeds. The plane's already sorted itself out, so obviously, bit of turbulence there. Hello. So obviously, if you're using real weather, you'd have to compensate for crosswinds and that. I'm going to have to compensate for a dodgy computer at the moment here. God, I don't know if I'm going to make this landing. Okay, But you can see, even if I don't continue with this video, it pretty much took care of itself. Okay, I'm down. I don't know how. Come on, turn. There we go. And you can put in some first thrust and all the rest of it. There we go. Oh, the drama. So there you go. So that's it. That's pretty much how you do an ILS approach and landing in Flight Simulator 10. So just to recap those five simple steps to do the landing. Number 1, get the details of the airport and the runway that you want to land at. Step 2, change the navigation switch and set that to nav. Step 3, into the ILS frequency into the nav1 radio and make it the active frequency. Step 4, into the runway heading into either the autopilot course or the Omni bearing selector. And step 5, hit the approach hold switch on the autopilot. And that's all there is to it. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you've got anything you want to comment on or a question on, or please do so. I do try to respond to every comment, so anything you have to say will be greatly appreciated. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up as well. That would mean a lot to me as well, so I know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm making good quality content for you guys to watch. So thanks again, and I'll see you around.